You know what's weird?
Yeah.
So we were doing this test earlier. We were hearing some clicks in the background while we were doing audio. I don't hear them anymore.
Oh, they'll come back as soon as you say that.
Okay.
They'll be like, "Oh, when Drew doesn't think we can screw up his audio, we can."
Yeah. So do you guys hear like weird little clicks in the background? Because we're trying to figure out if it's just us or it's like everything.
I'm hearing it on yours.
Yeah, I hear it when the music plays.
Probably on my end, they're not going to hear anything during the music, but when you talk, it's just a little bit
going on.
Yeah. I'll shut up.
That's super weird.
Who we got in there, Drew?
We got a few people roaming in. It's a slow crowd. Yeah, tonight's news update isn't super crazy because we did 3 days worth of stuff yesterday. I still found some stuff, so we've got that. But yeah, we're trying to trace this click thing down because we got to use it for the podcast too, and that absolutely will not fly there at all.
No, he'll cut your head off.
I have no problem with that. I mean, it's out of my perfection. That said, we got to figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, we can. I'll be changing some things too. I need to pull up this so I can see it. So, what's it look like on Fark right now?
It's been kind of a busy day. Actually, it's been one of those days where if I posted everything I actually saw, we'd have too much stuff. But more just sort of minor escalations. We're going to talk about a bunch of it. Yeah, it's on fire, basically. Yeah, that's it. It's a good summary. Unspeakable username kind of summed it up there. I mean, Fark isn't on fire. It's the whole world, which I don't know that that's a consolation, but that's what we got.
No, I mean, I don't know. It's funny what it will take, what will displace. You thought coronavirus was unstoppable in the news cycle. Unstoppable. Yeah. Gosh, what?
Yeah, you know what it takes to bump it off is something worse.
Right. What could it be? We talked about it yesterday. It could be the Yellowstone caldera.
Or the horny psychedelic. Were they psychedelic or were they just poisonous toads? What's the difference?
Yeah. I need to get that off.
Yeah, the caldera. I've been getting a lot of time travel questions on the caldera, so I guess that one's floating around again.
Well, if you're alive now and you were in the future, then the caldera should not have popped yet, right?
You'd think, but I'm getting a lot of questions from people that aren't really considering what time travel means. They're asking me more like psychic questions, and they're confusing the two. Like I know what happened in the future, but I don't know what Larry thinks about you from a relationship standpoint. Like I didn't look that up before I got here. And I understand wanting to know, and there's a lot of many people, including this one guy, and I believe it because the guy, the tweet was, "Hey, I signed up for Twitter just to ask you this question. Can you answer it for me? And by the way, I have to delete my account because I'm 11, and his login name was a Gmail address." And I was like, "Oh, geez, probably is."
We need to set you up downtown or something where people can rub your belly and ask a question. Like that. It'd be great.
Yeah, I'm going to wait till I got a coronavirus vaccine. But after that,
after that, it's game on, belly rubbing, all you want.
Just wait till I get drunk and ask me stuff. I'll probably answer. I mean, that's been what's happening most of the time anyhow. But I'm trying to siphon out, like, I can't, I think most of them are real. There's a lot of 0-follower Twitter accounts, but that's because a lot of people came over from TikTok, and I'm pretty sure those guys never had a Twitter account before.
No. Hey, I just recently started one.
Yeah.
So I've been way outside of the game, but I wanted to see. I actually thought, Twitter. What is this Twitter? It sounds like the oldest man in the world, but I was like, I don't know. Do I want to add one more thing? How is this any different from anything else? And then I got on there and I was like, oh, it is different. This is, yeah.
I don't know about better or awesome, but
no, different. Yeah, just different. Drew absolutely needs a Zoltan cabinet in place of the track and field one.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I like that one.
All right.
Somebody popped in the chat that said that having me in the track and field thing was ironic, and I guess they don't know that I go on 100-mile bike rides every week.
Yeah, you're actually the one. Like last summer, you were gone. Weren't you for a month? You went biking across like Iowa?
Pretty much. Well, I did New York last year, and that was 520 miles in 7 days.
Yeah.
So I was going to do it again this year too, but everything's canceled. But I might maybe I'll ride around my county or something.
I love the Zoltan. I'll find that. Also, I'm kind of thinking I want to be in a cabinet that the crane thing, the crane pick'em game.
Yeah.
I think I could be in that one. I want it.
Oh, here's another weird thing. Apropos of nothing, the AT&T comment Mike Bowman just made me think of it. So I finally got gigabit internet, and it seems to work really well. But the static IP they gave me apparently resolves to Iowa, so I'm getting some really weird ads.
Like farmers only?
Not yet. But here's the problem: is on the one hand, it's like your first instinct is maybe we should let them know, and the second instinct is no. I mean, I don't want them to know where the hell I live. I mean, maybe I'll just put up with ads from Iowa for a while.
You got a built-in VPN.
Yeah, or something, I guess. I mean, it'll eventually update. I don't know how they figure it out, but they do. So, I mean, it's just a database they pass around.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm getting Iowa ads, so whatever.
So Drew and I both we're actually on the same service provider on fiber. Yes. So it's great. I do want to get you a better camera though.
Yeah.
That's not in that one because I think
somebody told me to use an iPhone or something, like just do that.
As the video?
Yeah, because that's a good camera. Just run Zoom off of that. I mean, I got to get something to hold it up. But
that's true. We can see if that's any better. But Apple notoriously sticks crappy cameras in for theirs. But it'd be interesting to see. We can do that. We don't need the audio off of it.
I could do it now, but I don't have anything to hold it up with here.
Yeah.
We'll screw with this later. Nobody wants to see us troubleshoot hardware.
Repomanism. I get ads for Yeshiva University as a white male of German descent.
All right, great.
That's very good. Awesome.
There was a thing I learned from an old radio guy a long time ago is that they do have a sort of peg dead to rights. They may have you in the wrong demo, but they probably do correctly know what you want. And the demo matters less.
Well, I'm excited. I always like our moments here because I get to see what ads are popping up as we go to your stories. It's very easy to see what I've been searching for and
definitely.
Recently. So
I'm getting bicycling underwear for some reason.
I love it. Let's see. You ready, my man?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get into it. This will be a quick one, guys, but I mean, not like in 5 minutes. But
yeah, stick around. Don't leave.
Yeah.
More than 100,000 people have been arrested in anti-police brutality protests across the U.S. since George Floyd's death.
Yeah, it's actually 10,000.
10,000. You know what I'm used to reading? All right.
Yeah.
In my defense, I've been used to reading 100,000 recently.
Yeah, exactly. For some other
some other reason.
Yeah, exactly. That's what come up a lot too. So I figure I better throw this in here because it's like I don't want to give people the impression that we're trying to ignore this section of the news. It's just I can't make it funny, although I did find one that's close. But to cover, because it's a news summary to let you know where we're at, lots of people have been getting arrested. That's kind of the main heads up there. In particular, along those lines, about an hour ago, go ahead and jump to the next story because this popped up.
I can do that
really quick.
Breaking: New York City state judge James Burke rules NYPD can now keep anyone detained for over 24 hours.
Yes. That's also known as habeas corpus. Remember that? It's in the Constitution.
Writs are denied. You know what? I heard a defense lawyer that I really like, runs a podcast, and it blanks me on the name. But he makes a good point. It's not at specific times that the Constitution applies. It's at all times. The laws. Right. It's like, wait, you just do that? Well, they could probably be overruled, but basically the point was the NYPD was arguing that they should be able to hold people longer, and they came up with all kinds of arguments against that. This is in there somewhere if you can read through the stream, but whoever was on the other side of that was arguing that NYPD wants to hold people longer to punish them because every single one of those people is an anti-police action, and therefore they're reacting against it. Regardless of which side you believe there, and honestly, I probably believe the guys that were saying that the NYPD needs to let people go. Yeah.
The judge made a really interesting ruling. He said what convinced him was, well, coronavirus. Okay, yeah, I get that. But then the problem was, and see if you can figure this one out, virtual courtroom hearings are taking longer than in-person ones.
Unless unless like everyone is somebody saying, "Can you turn your mic off?"
Put pants on, please, sir. Get out of bed.
Right. Unless it's that issue, but hasn't Zoom made it easy enough?
Wouldn't that be faster? Yeah, well, so it turns out this is kind of an inside baseball thing, but due to my adventures with patent trolls 8 years ago, I've got a lot of friends who are attorneys, and I've been forwarding some similar stories to them. The upshot is the entire judicial system is very anti-tech because it's all old people.
Done and done. Yeah, there's no reason why you can't have it live streamed. Every court case.
You could.
It's in the public.
Judges have the final word on it, and they just don't want to do it. So it's like, well, okay, fine. But the kicker on this is that his argument is that it's coronavirus and it's dangerous. Well, it turns out, you know what's more dangerous than what that guy just did is locking people in jail cells during a coronavirus outbreak. Because remember, where's all the outbreaks happening? Prisons, nursing homes, confined public transport, and then the one I keep forgetting. It's probably schools, but we wouldn't know because there aren't any. Churches where people sing. So there you go.
I wonder if they get to keep their masks when they get arrested.
Yeah, I wonder if they get them back. I don't know. It depends. But anyway, bad call by that guy. I don't know if that can be overturned. At any rate, we're going to move into another protest-related thing in a second, but I just want to point out that that's how the second wave of coronavirus starts. But we're going to talk about more protests instead because I found something kind of weird.
Well, first of all, I need some parental advice from you.
Okay.
So Taylor's 21.
Just smack him harder.
Okay, I have no power over her or anything.
Right.
She called us today and wants to go to Louisville because
don't do that.
Because Lexington's not much going on because we're too civilized.
I know. Actually, so
can
speaking
you
of which,
believe that?
Let me give you. Did you see what happened today? I don't know if I said it to you or not. So this is great. You want to know how things have been going in Lexington? This is great. So the faith leaders of the inner city got together, and they came up with a list of demands that they want the city to and the local police department to. And it's all like common sense stuff. You know, it's like don't kill people, treat everybody equally, etc. Nothing anybody would have a problem with. So they met at the church. They started walking towards City Hall. It's about a mile away. It's all downtown Main Street the entire way.
Yep.
Within about a block, a cop car pulls up, rolls the window down and asks them where they're going. And they say, because everybody's like, oh boy, here we go. And they say, well, we're taking this list of demands down to the mayor's office to hand it to the mayor. And the cop goes, okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure that it was you guys because we're going to block off all the streets for you so you can get there. So they blocked off all the streets for him. The mayor, the chief of the police, is hanging outside at City Hall waiting for them to show up. Accepted them, apologized for how things have been going. Everybody hugged each other. And then the guys went back to their church and they got the police escort the whole way back. And so far we've had one arrest and one broken window in 6 nights. And they're not entirely sure that window was broken before the protest. They just noticed it recently.
And the police, I did see that they were looking for,
looking for another guy.
They're looking for another guy that pulled somebody from a car to beat them up or something like that. But when you look at
but that's it.
But
6 days.
I mean, let's go for an average UK game and see how many people get arrested. You know what's going on. I mean, come on.
You're right.
But
the average UK game's gonna have a higher score count for sure.
Lexington's utopia, guys, but don't come here. But
don't come here. Don't screw it up.
If you want to visit, maybe.
Yeah.
But that's an awesome story. That made me feel good.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, but Taylor needs to stay. I'm like, you realize people have been shot and your chance of arrest are up there too.
Yeah.
So
one of my friends, Linda Toredo, got hit in the eye with a pepper ball and lost her eye's gone.
Really?
She wrote an article about it for who the hell was it? That came out today. Just look up Linda Toredo online on Twitter. You'll find it. But I mean, and she's a photographer too, so that really sucks.
I'm gonna send that to her. Yeah. Protesters threatened by enraged man with 4-bladed weapon in Queens.
So I can't explain this. I'm trying to recognize what that is. Does anybody in the chat? It's not a Klingon, whatever the hell it is, because that thing looks more like a scythe.
They're like it's the claw.
I don't know, man. It's like Edward Scissorhands knockoff day or something. Or
do you jam that in somebody's stomach, or do you just kind of scratch them a little bit?
I don't. You could definitely stab him with it. After that, I don't know how that thing works.
You know what I love? It looks like this guy, he had to work a shift, and He just quickly got off work when he heard there was a protest, grabbed his weapon of choice, and ran out.
The thing that was like right next to the door.
Right.
And this is in Queens too. Like, who the hell is this guy? And he's attacking protesters. It's like, come on, man, just like stay the hell inside. Unless, if they're trying to set fire to your building, okay, maybe. But otherwise, let it go. Let it
go. Let it go. Let it go.
Yeah.
Wake up with a smile of well, I guess Nebraska signed the Hold Cops Accountable pledge. Been celebrated.
Yep. Wow. Yeah, so Lexington's doing pretty good, but nobody's done the Cupid Shuffle yet like these guys have. So this happened. That guy in front's got some moves, too.
The white cop on the right?
Yeah. He's having a great time.
He is having the best time. He's like,
he is.
Oh, we did the kiss.
He's like, we don't have to shoot each other. We can just have a big party.
He's like, I am getting paid right at this moment.
Yeah, that's that too. He's on duty.
Oh, I like his partner here too. She's great. Yeah. She's like,
oh yeah.
And she had to throw her mask on.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is the potential. That is the potential.
Yeah. So it's not terrible everywhere.
No.
By the way, that's Lincoln, Nebraska. Omaha, don't even bother Googling that. It's a nightmare. Yeah, it's like the same problem we got in our state. It's like Lexington, cleaning up Louisville. It's like
Louisville is.
Oh my God! Try not to shoot anybody tonight, Louisville. Jesus Christ!
White woman who called police on black man in Central Park dispute gets dog back. That one was. This is a weird one.
Yes, it is weird. So this is an interesting story because I'm helping a friend of mine. Sarah Parkak, whose Twitter handle is Indy from Space, and you should go check out what she did that got herself in trouble. I think we talked about this yesterday, where she tweeted out instructions for removing 30-foot tall obelisks.
Oh, no, I didn't.
And then said, for example, the Washington Monument, which is obviously taller than 30 feet.
Right.
But what she was actually talking about was there's a Confederate statue in downtown Birmingham where she lives, and it was protesters had been trying to take that thing down the night before, but stopped when the city showed up and said, look, if you guys stop, because it was dangerous. And they said, if you guys stop doing this, we'll take care of it for you tomorrow. And they did. There's a big crater where that thing used to be. And of course, the state of Alabama is going to sue them now, but whatever. Anyway, so she posted that. And then for some reason, Laura Ingraham on Fox News decided to make that the outrage of the week. So her Twitter timeline, it's granted, you can cognitively understand that your feed is being blown up by morons whose opinions don't count, but you can only read "you suck" and "you should die" so many times in a minute before eventually it starts sinking in. And I may know a thing or two about this from personal experience. But I was coaching her through it, and basically I said, look, why don't you log off Twitter? I will check it out. This shouldn't last more than 24 hours, and it didn't.
Right.
Including Rush Limbaugh called her the worst teacher in America. I was like, do you get a trophy?
Wow,
no, you
nice.
don't. You don't get a trophy.
Nice,
Rush Limbaugh never said crap about me, so she's ahead of me. But anyway, her page is calming down now because people forget. You give it like 24, 48 hours. So back to this story. How many years ago was this? Do you remember? Like, was this like 2017? Or was it like 2 or 3 days ago? I can't remember anymore.
It's crazy timing that. You know what was interesting about that is from what I saw, it seemed like the man who had recorded her, I think he became frustrated as well with how people were just basically calling for her head.
Yeah, he didn't like it either, but he said, don't let this one act, characterize her entire life.
Right.
One of the things that happened to her that was negative is that she had gotten a shelter dog recently, and the shelter called it back because she's like, yanking that dog.
Oh, I thought she turned it in, but it was like 2 years later.
Yeah, or something. I don't know what the time frame was, but at any rate, apparently she appealed and said, I really like the dog. And, one or two things other happened, and they said, you know what? Okay, fine, you can have it back. My guess is that I think the guy's name was Christopher. They had the same last name. Yeah, Christian.
Oh, yeah,
Cooper.
that's right. That's right.
I think he probably wrote a letter or something and said, look, come on, give me the dog.
I think so. It's like I get we have this anger. It's things like that. Also, it's drawn into perspective on it. But we're learning a lot of lessons here. That is for sure.
But look how fast we forgot about that chick is the whole point of that article.
Yeah, time moves.
Yeah.
U.S. coronavirus cases surge in South and West as crowded protests spark worries.
Yeah, so there's actually a better image here if this is the right article. Where the hell is this damn thing? Okay, scroll all the way down to the map of the United States.
Well, that's not the best.
Like this map.
This is an interesting picture. I thought everything was going to be plexiglass separated in Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
So that's interesting.
Well, they ran out of plexiglass. They also don't care about human life, so that they got that going. Huge advantage there in Vegas.
What am I looking? Oh, this is it.
Map of the United States with bad stuff
it.
on it.
Yeah,
That thing sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Kentucky's been spiking up, man, and we were protesting first. Is it related? God, I hope not. Probably is. So we've been careful otherwise, but it's not looking good. Meanwhile, Texas, the original, screw it, just throw the doors wide open. Well, that's playing out about as you would expect.
Right.
So there you go. This is not a good thing, man. I'm not excited about prospects. I think the main problem is going to be referring back to the first article. 10,000 people arrested, all in jail at the same time. Where does coronavirus spread? I think that's going to be our problem. I don't like this confluence, basically, is what I'm saying. But there you go. That's had to throw it in there because it's in the news. So.
A coronavirus, I can't talk tonight. A coronavirus vaccine could require you to get 2 shots. Here's why. I get plenty of things that they're like, you need a booster. Come back in a couple weeks.
You don't need to read this whole article to find out why you might need to. It turns out some of them do. That's literally it. However, apparently there's a thing down here somewhere where some guy, they talked to a couple immunologists and they said, and they didn't say why, but I'm going with this. They said of the 100 vaccine candidates in various stages of testing, almost all are expected to be a 2-dose regime, except they pointed out that, who the hell was it? Merck is pushing 2, that they each hope will be 1 shot. Anyway, I don't know why this matters, but the upshot is when we get the vaccine, expect a couple. So there you go.
Are they just not strong enough?
It's one of those where,
or is it like mixing resins? One's the inactive and one's the act. When they merge together, they're like a superpower.
So I think that the hint is when they're getting antibody testing done from people that have actually had the virus and become positive, they're finding varying levels. Some people have a very strong antibody reaction and some don't. And the worry is, because we don't know, is that the ones that didn't might be able to catch it again. And apparently this is common in coronaviruses. And in fact, is the reason why. So you get a flu shot every year. And a lot of those are coronaviruses.
Right.
And we've had a lot of those before, like H1N1 comes around all the time. And part of it is that it isn't necessarily that they mutate per se. It's that the strains switch around and we don't stay immune to them for that long.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, what sucks is that, not like this has been an uplifting newscast so far, but the problem is that it might only not require 2 shots. It might require 1 every freaking year. But we'll just see how that plays out. At any rate, nobody knows. We haven't got a vaccine yet.
It may be. Yeah, lots of nice comments in there. Shingles is 2, 6 months apart.
Yep.
Hep C is 3. So
Pepsi.
Pepsi.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I was thinking of something else.
Tropical depression Cristobal expected to turn back toward the U.S. coast and re-intensify. Is it re-energizing?
Well, I mean, it's going over some a part of the Gulf of Mexico where it's weakening a little bit, but I don't think that's going to last too much. It does look like from the projections that they're not thinking hurricane, but it seems like the last 5 hurricanes that hit the U.S., they weren't expecting much from either. And I think every single one of those was like a Category 10 or something.
Oh my gosh, this could do it.
Yeah.
This is on the horizon. This one could shake everything up. Especially if it's hanging around New Orleans there.
Yep.
That
seems likely.
Yeah, we know how that story goes.
Well, you see where that thing goes. That hits us like 2 days later. So get your garden planted is all I'm saying.
Will do. It's rocking right now.
Yep. So there you go.
Scott Morrison's home builder announcement interrupted as NSW man urges media off his grass.
Okay, so we're going to watch this video, and this is amazing. And let me set it up for you. So we're into the funny part of the show now. This showed up this morning. This happened overnight in Australia. So the Prime Minister is giving some kind of a photo op, a live video photo op about, and I don't even know what it is because it looks like it says Governor's Home Builder Scheme designed to stimulate the who cares? It's dumb.
Right.
But it's in a construction area, and it's a new house thing, right? So go ahead and roll this and watch what happens.
Right. Rolling tape. If it lets me.
The issue is the project. It's the project that creates the jobs. And the income limits we've put on...
Please. Come on. Hey guys, I've just reseated that.
They're like, oh, okay, literally get off my lawn. Is this all good?
Well, I want to see that.
I'm the Prime Minister, but never mind.
And the income limits we've put on...
Please. Come on.
Oh, that I've got a hangover.
I love it.
Guys, I've just
Yeah.
received-
You know what it is? It's the accent. If that was
is.
me coming out and doing it, wouldn't be funny. Not at all.
Yeah.
So
You need a bathrobe and like.
Oh my
really
gosh!
bloodshot eyes and
How much better would this have been with a guy in a bathrobe?
Oh, man, yeah.
And not sealed up. Just every couple of steps, something flashes out you didn't want to see.
stuff. Oh yeah, well, that would be everything.
How cardboard car McDonald's fan Lee, no thanks, went viral and hungry after leaving empty-handed.
Okay, so this article is wrong about why it went viral, and it went viral because I can't understand a goddamn word this guy's saying. Let me set this up for you, okay? So I didn't look where this is. This guy's got kind of a Liverpool accent, but he's not even speaking English when he's talking here.
Oh my
so the setup is that ostensibly this guy went viral because in England they shut down the restaurants completely,
Right.
and the idea was that so they've been reopening, and this guy's been jonesing for some McDonald's. But apparently it's drive-through only, and I guess he doesn't have a car or something. And he's got time to make a car out of cardboard, so he put that thing on around his waist, and then he got in the
Yeah.
front of the line. And then they wouldn't serve him, probably just because it's in the rules. Because, in America, they'd have been like, oh, that's good. Good job, guy. Here's your
Yeah,
extra
they'd
fries.
laugh and they'd take a photo with him and do that.
So the claim is this went viral because he was wearing the car. Nope, it didn't. Play the video. It went viral because he talks like this.
All right, here we are. Where's the video? Is this the video?
It's the top one,
All right.
all the way up.
Oh, right there. Okay.
Yep.
We got to learn a little bit about Reese's here.
Okay, well, I don't mind it. Monkeys or candy?
Especially if
Look how we're sponsored. This is our sponsorship right here.
There you go.
Reese's.
And I'm drinking Ryan Geist beer.
Oh. Now, have you been to Rheingeist Brewery?
I have not. They closed it before I could get there.
It is awesome.
Hi guys, I'm Lee. Work at
Okay, listen to this guy. You understand much what this guy's saying?
To go get some strand from McDonald's, and they wouldn't serve me. Why is that? Because my car doesn't have an engine.
Oh my gosh.
Work this morning, seen the people queuing up for McDonald's. Thought there's got to be an angle to get in here quicker. So we made a car, and we thought we'd get in the queue and just have a bit of laugh.
Is he selling
So
furniture?
we load up, 'cause it's like
think
a bit
so.
serious at the moment. I was a little bit disappointed after queuing for half an hour that I didn't get served with any food, and I never brought no bait in, so that's me on fingernails and crisps again.
Oh my gosh. You know what?
I get the
Anyone
gist,
who
but I don't
thinks vape
understand the
companies
words.
He feels that was like a dad joke video is what it was. And I went through the drive-through here recently in Lexington, again, God's country, and they were serving people because everything's closed. So I saw a couple homeless guys on bikes coming through, and they didn't tell them to take a hike. Come on,
Yeah,
people.
I get Jimmy John's on my bike all the time. It's great. In
Oh,
fact,
do
if I just
you?
ride over there. Yeah, not only that, a Jimmy John sandwich will fit in a drink holder
No.
on a bike, and I got two of them, so I just bike over there, shove them in there. The only problem is I can't trigger the drive-through thing because I'm not heavy enough, so I have to go right up to the window. But they don't seem to care.
Oh, that's funny. Love it. Porn star Nacho Vidal held in Spain after man dies in toad venom ritual.
Yeah, so the headline we ran, and I actually rewrote this because, I mean, the headline submitted was I can't approve on this headline, and you're right. My version was that this is what if we had a bot try to generate Fark headlines after doing 1,000 of them, it would come up with this.
Yeah.
So this actually came out. I saw this half an hour after we shut down yesterday. I looked at that and I'm like, that's a lot of words I've never seen in the same sentence.
Yeah. 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 Consider me having a tough time reading it. Yes.
Yeah, well, and so it turns out the article doesn't have a lot more than that. I mean, that's plenty weird enough. Doesn't really go into it. Apparently, the toad that they used was a Colorado river toad that uses its powerful toxin to defend against predators, but it also induces a psychedelic state, which I think I know what was going on here. But some went wrong. They licked the toad too hard or something. We'll have an update on this later once there's more information because I don't understand what happened here. But at any rate,
It definitely
that's definitely
needs to
Fark
be-
material.
Needs to be follow up.
Yeah.
Meet the new grumpy cat called Kitsia. Kitsia? That looks even angrier than her late predecessor.
So I was looking for a cute cat video to kind of close it out. Turns out there's not a lot of cat videos being uploaded to the internet during the pandemics and the riots and the hurricanes and the toxic toad.
Oh,
porn star stuff.
Detour64 says, yay, I submitted this one.
Yes, good.
Nice
I loved it.
work.
It's great.
Nice
I miss
work.
Grumpy Cat. This cat isn't as cute though. I mean, this cat looks like.
No.
I mean, I make jokes that cats are always thinking murder, but this one I'm like, this cat looks like it's gonna kill me.
This one's like the lady who walks by your house and your trash cans are still out.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I will not stand for this. I'm going to tell the homeowners.
I'm gonna call the cops. So you're threatening me. Yeah, this cat, like I like Grumpy Cat was kind of cute. It kind of
right.
grumpy. Yeah, this one I'm like, I'm not sure this should be the heir apparent to that. I don't have a better one, but I'm not sure this is it.
This pupil looks like an egg yolk that got pierced and is oozing out a little bit. It's massive. What else gives you big pupils? Drugs. This cat has been on catnip. It's a fact.
Probably.
We know it. So
that's our last story, but I have one more thing to share.
Oh.
And we could definitely do the raw music. So nobody take off yet. I promised I was going to show layout stuff here. So I got this. So I had this thing yesterday. It looked super awful. This looked less awful. I think we realized that you could totally have the little Twitch thing show up on the right sidebar. And we're going to size this properly. This is just, screwing around. But you can see basically it's going to jump in where the Fark and Schnitt banner lives for the entire time we're on the air, basically. And then jump away again.
Let me see. Let me go to Fark. So it should be showing on here right now?
I just put it in the chat.
Oh, you put it in
everybody
the
says
chat.
It's broken.
Oh, dang it.
Lower's great for me. Sorry about that, guys.
Let me see. Let's see what I got.
Well, now that's funny. I'm getting 404 now too.
Yeah.
Anyway, I tried. That's all I got. Let me load this one more time.
Hey, we're learning, people. We're learning.
Yeah. This is on the fly. Oh, maybe Meg. No.
Yeah, it was Meg's
all right,
fault.
Yeah, there you go. Okay,
I love the idea. So what will happen is when we go live, it's going to pop up on there.
Yeah, basically, and it's going to kind of live over there. Technically
fun.
speaking, that goes against Twitch's terms of service, but it looks better. Okay, here you go. She changed the URL on me. Let me send this one instead. Actually, if you just take the number 2 out, it'll work. Here, try that guy.
Oh, okay.
It's not supposed to be that small, but that's big enough. I mean, come on, you can't miss that. So we're gonna roll it until they tell me to stop. But that's gonna show up there.
Oh, I like that. I don't think
Yeah.
that's too small.
Yeah,
I think
Twitch thinks it's too small. I think it's fine, but
no, I like that. That's kind of showing as gives people a little idea about the party going on.
Yeah, I should be able to see that it's running. I don't think it autoplays unless there are some certain circumstances where it will, like it autoplayed for me. I don't know why. I think it's like if somebody else smarter than me can figure it out. At any rate, the upshot is so it's going to look kind of like that, a little resizing so it doesn't look so weird and lumpy. But
that's kind of fun. I like it there.
Yeah, we may have that ready to go tomorrow night for movie night if we decide to do it. How's your schedule looking?
Yeah, it's looking good. I don't have anything planned. The real question is movies, the content.
Right.
Now, I don't think we've scratched the surface on training videos.
I believe we have not. I was a little worried last week because I was like, can all of these be terrible or funny? Yeah,
all of
actually,
them.
all of them. I was like, wow.
Of them.
Yeah, if you haven't seen that episode, it's in the video section. You should absolutely watch that. Like literally, when I tell people they should check this live stream out, I was like, if there's one video you should watch that movie night, it's totally worth it. And thank God too, because you'd seen one of those before or two of them.
Right. Yeah.
And so
barely.
Who knows?
Yeah. I'm going to take a little more confidence in bringing them in. I'm going to trust that they're strong. So, yeah.
It worked out pretty good. I mean, even the terrible ones kind of worked.
Yeah.
Like I hate Blockbuster now. I mean, I had no opinion on them before. Now I'm angry.
I was telling Natalie that. I was like, the most amazing thing was when Drew just got ticked off at Blockbuster. I'm
still mad. That was days ago, and I'm still angry. I'm like, wow. I mean, yeah, that's how bad that training video was. So Anyway, so we're gonna probably do something like that. I'm trying to find out. I have heard, and I'm gonna get this confirmed by somebody at Twitch before we do this, or we're gonna be in big trouble. That in theory, you can do a watch party on Twitch with anything on Amazon Prime because they got the licensing for it.
Right.
I want to be sure because
Well, the way you do it, here's my only concern with that is you have to do it through their format, so it's hard to add it's harder to add like your own fun graphics. And then everyone else has to have an Amazon Prime account to watch it with you.
Oh, well,
they do. So that makes it tough.
Yeah. I
So
don't know if I like that.
I know.
Plus, that sounds like a licensing thing, not something they wanted to do. That sounds exactly like what
it is a licensing. Yeah. No, but hey, great comments in here. We had a blast last Friday, and I think we can do it again easily. Especially, I want to find things that are talking about women. Maybe how to treat women in the workplace.
Especially from any time. I mean, not like we've got it figured out now, but any time before 1970 seems to be choice material.
Do you think there's any before in the 70s kind of sexual harassment videos, or did we only get into those in the 2000s?
We should absolutely try to find them because those have to be hilarious.
Oh my gosh. Ooh, we got some.
Especially like what constitutes sexual harassment. Like you can slap them in the ass a couple of times.
Too much. You had sex with her in the bathroom. Too much.
Yeah, three is no good. Oral sex is fine in the bathroom.
Right. But only if you're the boss and that's your secretary.
Yeah. It's fine to have sex with your subordinates. As long as they don't complain, we'll find something. That would be a good one to look up to. We need to see if we could find that.
Oh my gosh, that'd be great. Wendy's training video. I'm seeing Domino's is a good one to check out, so we can check that out. There's a lot of good stuff. So we'll do that. But that's been
and
fun.
Short ones too, just in case they're terrible. Because we talked about it before. We were going to jettison them. Like if we got into it and we were like, there's nothing here. Michael Bay directed this. We're out.
Right.
So.
And what really happened is we were left wanting more. It was just we wanted more and more. So we will be doing that, and it's been fun. We'll keep on trucking with this as long as you guys care, and we'll do that video. So. Anywho, I don't know how to wrap this up. Drew, you got anything left to say?
We'll just go ahead and wrap it up. As far as start time goes, we'll kind of figure it out. I mean, we've been doing 9 o'clock. I'd like to go a little earlier, but 9 o'clock's fine. I mean,
I can go earlier. I can't remember why it was last week, but I don't mind going earlier and then having some time with the family. So
that would work. My thing is so I don't drag myself into oblivion because I've started going on bike rides with a group of triathletes. And I was warned not to ride bikes with triathletes, and nobody would tell me why. I found out why. It's because they're going 110% all the time. I'm just trying to get some rides in. So, and it's harder if you're hungover, as it turns out.
Yeah.
So there you go.
There you go.
That's my goal.
Hey, your audio sounded pretty good for the most part.
I think it did too. I cleared up. We'll have to do some more experimentation on this and figure out what's going on.
But I still think we have the best audio going. I mean,
indeed,
isn't it, guys? Like we're right in the room together.
Yeah.
Even though we're across this great city of Lexingtonia.
Indeed.
All right. See you.